If you would say the three biggest things that have had an impact on your sleep for the better, like your personal sleep, right? What would you say?
Yeah, easy. 10 or 15 minutes of morning light exposure.
That's number one.
Yeah.
That has, and how long have you been doing that?
I've been doing it somewhat irregularly for a couple of years, and got much more invested in it recently after some discussions I had with a really amazing researcher colleague of mine, who said that he's done some research on HRV and shown that hands down of all the sleep hygiene hacks was the most effective for bumping up HRV and improving sleep. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna get
Okay,
back
so
into
that's
this.
great to hear that that's your number one.
Yeah.
Because we have a whole section that you've put together where you're walking us through all that, but it's nice to know as we're sort of in the middle of the podcast, like for everybody who's listening, like that is your number one.
So that I would say it's tied.
Okay,
So
it's tied.
tied with that. So, and it's interesting because they're both light. So it's tied with that. Get that morning light exposure with not having the evening light exposure.
Yeah.
And to your point, I'm curious to check out that red screen, because for me, it's pretty clear that even if I use the night shift mode on my phone, which I actually keep it on 24 hours a day because it just feels better on my eyes, even if I use that with blue light blocking glasses, that's not as effective for me as not being on my screens.
Oh, I think not being on your screen is definitely.
So I want people to just have that in the back of their minds, because we can cheat the system a little bit, but you're not going to totally get away with it, right?
Totally.
So try sometime, try 10 days, 2 weeks, if you can go as long as a month of simply setting a timer when you just don't get on your phone. I think for me, what gets tricky with that piece is like I still use my phone as my alarm to wake up in the morning.
As most people do.
Right. But just having it there by the bedside and, pick it up to put the alarm on, and, not all the time, but maybe 30, 40, 50% of the time, I will end up doing something on my phone for anywhere from 2 to 10 or 15 minutes, which I didn't intend to do, because it grabs me and it sucks me in. And the devices are just so powerful for that, for how they're designed to capture us and capture our attention, right? So I think one hack on that is to literally get an analog alarm clock, and preferably one that's not lit up, doesn't have those red letters. Like anytime I go to a hotel, I'll cover that with my washcloth from the bathroom, whatever, right? So, but just doesn't generate light in your room and is analog. And if you can, just leave your phone out of the bedroom. I think that would be super effective. So that's 1 and 2 tied. And then the third one for me is not having any food after 7 o'clock. That's really effective.
That's awesome. I love it.